Buzzworthy Radio is on. The entertainment show that gets you up close and personal with today's hottest stars. Here's your host, Novell J. Lee.
Hey, it's Novell J. Lee, and welcome into a new Buzzcast here at Buzzworthy Radio. I had the chance to sit down and speak with Jeff Russo. He is an Emmy-nominated music composer for his work in Fargo that aired this past season on FX. We talked to him a little bit about that, as well as the music composition for the new series Power that airs on the STARZ network and is also executive produced by 50 Cent. All that and more with Jeff Russo. Check it out. First of all, thank you for speaking with me, and second, congratulations on the Emmy nomination.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic. A lot of great things happening today.
Oh, for sure. We're getting a lot of the Emmy reactions today, so of course you're not going to be left out of that. So what was your reaction when you found out you were nominated for an Emmy this morning?
Disbelief, kind of, like, wow, that's fantastic. No way, they must have gotten it wrong. That kind of thing. Where's my phone? I have to call my wife. All the, I think, normal reactions.
The usual suspects, yeah.
Yeah, the usual suspects. It's the three stages of disbelief. First it's disbelief, then it's more disbelief, and then it's disbelief, and finally you just accept the truth.
There's really nothing else you can do. It's just like, I got an Emmy nomination. Okay, what else do I do today? That's it.
Right.
I got it all in my system.
Exactly.
Now I got to go on to the next thing. But, I was reading the nominations this morning. It was very interesting to see, not just besides yourself, but also nominations coming in for Fargo from FX. It was huge deal. Huge deal. Billy Bob Thornton was one of them.
I think everybody is so incredibly excited. We got 18 nominations, second only to Game of Thrones, and that's fucking Game of Thrones, if you catch my meaning.
Yeah, because that's a huge show. Game of Thrones is no joke. So you coming in after them, that says a lot. That says a huge thing. And what would you say would be the... I have an echo in my ear. That's why I'm going like, what's going on? I was like, wait. But what would you say, working on that show, working alongside of these actors and coming up with the music for these scenes, what was the most interesting yet challenging thing you've ever done on this show?
The whole thing was challenging and interesting. The idea was, we got to stay inside this world that the Coens created, yet we have to be individual. We have to make our own sort of create our own identity. How do you do that without being a copycat and yet still be in the same thing? It's a tall order, but I think we all did exactly what we needed to do in order to achieve that. For me, trying to stay inside that musical world was, really, really fun. I love writing that kind of music. So it became sort of like a challenge every time I had to, write a new theme and have it be this feeling that was created with the movie,
Right. How difficult, how easy was it to come with the music for certain scenes that you had to compose for? Because it's always interesting to know like how easily it comes to one person, but yet it's not so easy for other scenes. So how was the process in doing it?
Let me tell you, the acting in the show is so good, it made my job pretty easy.
Okay.
I never had to do anything like cover, or make a scene more like this or more like that, which, a composer can be called upon to do that. Like, well, we didn't really get this scene the way we wanted it to be. We wanted it to be a little more of this or a little more of that. And
you never had to over-intensify a scene in any way. Yeah. Okay.
Never.
Gotcha.
It was always just supporting. And because of the way we use music, music really rarely played when there's a lot of dialogue. So when you do hear music, it's very apparent. It's really sort of upfront. It's like all you're looking at is you're seeing the picture and you're hearing the music, and that's it. in that way, it made it really. It didn't make it too difficult for me to write because I wasn't trying to get in and out of something.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to create the feeling.
Okay. Very cool. And I want to know, too, about how you compose the music for this show. I haven't seen this one. I'm hearing lots of great things about this show, so I need to check it out. It's the STARZ original drama, Power. You know, I'm hearing a lot from my friends about it, saying, like, I need to check this out. This is a really good show. And I'm slacking. I'm slacking in the TV department. I have not watched this yet, so I'm not hip to how the music is in this one yet. So what would you say your music is in this one? How would you define?
Well, it's very different. I mean, it's just a different way of looking at writing music for a television show because its needs were totally different than Fargo. It's heavily driven by songs. So the score remains something that is truly just trying to shape the vibe of the show. So when trying to make something feel sort of gritty and dark, that was sort of my intention and my mission.
Okay.
To really just underscore it and not be too apparent. You know, the music is used in a very subtle way, as opposed to Fargo, which when you're hearing music, the music is the thing that you're hearing.
Right.
In Power, it's used in a totally different way. It's used to really finesse scenes into feeling darker and grittier and sort of more emotional.
Right. And now you got...
So it's just a different way of going about writing, you know, music for film or TV. Mm-hmm.
And now you got some other work coming up. For instance, we hear that you are going to begin working on the Wilt Chamberlain biopic called Wilt.
That's something that's on the back burner right now.
Is it?
Yes, that is something on the back burner right now. The next thing that I'm going to be working on is the new CSI show called CSI Cyber.
I heard about that. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when is that supposed to be taking into effect? That's supposed to be...
Well, that won't start to air until mid-season, so sometime like February.
Okay. I'll be on the lookout for that one, because I was hearing about that one, and I was like, another CSI show? Another one?
Yeah. Well, you know, I kind of feel like they think, like, hey, if it works, why not do it? I mean, actually, this show it's a much different take on the whole idea. You know, the whole idea of the crime scene investigation. In this way, the characters are investigating crimes that don't really exist in the real world. They just exist in cyber world. So it's actually kind of an interesting take on the whole thing, and it's setting itself apart from the flagship, right. You know, from the whole kit and caboodle, so to speak.
Of course, I'll be checking that out. It was just an interesting concept for when it was announced that it was going to be on, but it'll be interesting. I'll definitely check it out for sure. And how did you first get into the music scene? How did you first get into composing music, wanting to compose music?
Okay, so my entrance into music completely is through my band, TONIC. So, you know, I started that band in 1982, and, you know, we've been touring and making records since then. In 2006, I went to work for a good friend of mine when my band sort of took a hiatus. My friend Wendy Melvoin, who is half of the duo Wendy and Lisa, she asked me to come into her studio and like just watch what they were doing because I was really interested in working in film and television, and I did. Hung out and I, you know, watched them do their thing, and the next thing I knew, I was writing additional music for them and assisting them in all kinds of ways. And then I got hired on my first job. It was just a very sort of grassroots thing that happened. It was sort of very natural, of a transition from one to the other, from me being in a band to me like writing film and TV. You know.
Okay. And is it true? I'm not sure. I believe I have the notes here that it says you'll be at Comic-Con in a couple of weeks.
I will. This will be my first time. I'm a Comic-Con virgin, so I will be going down to Comic-Con for the first time. I'm speaking on some music panel composer music panel.
Yes. You and James Levine, as well as one other person, I believe, will be taking part in the Behind the Music panel.
Actually, I think it's more. I think it's 5 composers. I think it's
5.
James, me, Nate Barr.
Nate Barr, okay.
Steve Jablonski, and there was one. Oh, and Trevor Morris.
Trevor Morris, okay. Nate Barr, Trevor Morris. Yes, I know them too. Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And, I am unfortunately also a Comic-Con virgin, and I have not experienced my first one ever yet. So I'm hoping that I will get to experience my first one. Unfortunately, not this year, but next year. But for you, what are you most looking forward to now attending your very first ever Comic-Con event?
Honestly, to be completely honest with you, I have no idea. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what's down there. I have no idea what goes on down there. I hear varying stories from varying people, like, it's crazy and it's cool, and I have no idea what to expect.
I was going to say, I wonder, have you ever seen pictures, videos, and anything from Comic-Con and ever, or, hearing from everybody about what it's like?
I've really never seen anything at all.
Well, all right. Going from what we've heard, I will honestly say you're in for a treat. That's all I'll say.
I imagine that means that you are also in for a treat.
Yes, very much so. I honestly, I want to go just to see what everybody will be wearing, since everybody likes to dress up and wear like their superhero uniforms and what have you. So I'm always interested to find out what they're going to be having on. And then once the panels start, then, it's one of those things where you watch. It's so informative. It's so knowledgeable. It's something that you will not find in any other outlet, because you have these panelists go in depth about their love and their profession and what they do behind the scenes of their television show, whether it's the actor or the musician or what have you, or the creator or the director or the writer. They go so in depth with everything. It's just, you're going to leave the audience with knowledge of what they possibly would not have thought about beforehand. So I kind of look forward to that too.
It sounds like it's going to be crazy, is what I think.
Well, it will be that too, I'm sure. I have no doubts. Oh no, I have no doubts about that.
I get emails like, drinks are on me, we're going to get hammered, we're going to, I don't know what's going on down there. I don't know anything.
I've heard stories about that too, where that happens, but
right.
The fact that I don't know if that's true or not, it remains to be seen. But I've heard about that too. So safe bet is you'll have a fun time. Let's put it that way. It'll be fun for you.
Okay, that's great.
Well,
fantastic.
We're looking forward to it, and we're looking for first the primetime Emmys. I'm saying daytime Emmys. I just got back from that actually. The primetime Emmys will be taking place on Monday, August 25th. That's a Monday on NBC, hosted by Seth Meyers. The Friday before, I believe, will be the Creative Arts Emmys, which is where you, sir, will find out if you win or not. So we'll definitely find out that as well. So we're wishing you the best of luck, and we're hoping you're going to have a great time at Comic-Con. I mean, seriously, I want to hear the stories. And no doubt, I want to hear the stories. And you can find him online at his website at jeffrusso.com. Thank you so much, man. It was a pleasure.
Oh, man, it was my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Many thanks to Jeff Russo for stopping by the podcast. You can find out more information on him by visiting his official website at jeffrusso.com. That's it for me for right now. Novell J. Lee, making sure you keep getting the latest buzz with Buzzworthy Radio by logging on to our website at buzzworthyradiocast.com. You can also find us on Twitter at Buzzworthy Radio and liking us on our Facebook page. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.
From Twitter to iHeartRadio, Buzzworthy is everywhere. Miss the show? Log on to BuzzworthyRadiocast.com for past shows and videos of some of your favorite stars. Stay connected to Buzzworthy Radio.